Okay. All right. So we're gonna. So you're up against Oriana.
Yep,
Okay. No, did you pick Ryze into Oriana?
I did. Yeah,
Okay. Um. Well, I mean, for future reference, obviously don't do that. I mean, not that don't do it, but Oriana is it's a very very favorable matchup against Ryze. At least in my opinion.
hmm
For a variety of reasons. Basically, in part due to her range, the fact that she inherently builds a lot of MR. Typically, Oriana gets Chalice, and that just really hurts Ryze in the early stages of the game. She outranges him, basically. She has so much safety against him, and he can't really chase her because her orb thing that generates the slow, so it's not
right,
really too beneficial.
right.
Um, so I would advise not picking Ryze into Oriana, even if like you consider it a favorable situation. Okay.
Closing out of programs here because the FPS
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is kind of low.
That's fine.
I recently changed my masteries to get that extra 40 gold so I can buy the blue pot
Mhm.
because I noticed you did that.
Yep. Well, that's it's situational dependent. Basically, if you're gonna do the I'm just gonna pause. If you're gonna choose the mastery path so that you get the plus 40 starting gold and the plus
Yeah,
3 on the auto attacks, generally you want to do
yeah.
that against enemy laners that you're really gonna be able to abuse. So
Okay,
if you're gonna elect to get that mastery in the mid lane, then you're probably gonna want to be doing that against something like a Yasuo, Yasuo,
right.
Yasuo,
hmm
Yasuo.
right.
Yasuo. Yeah, you're gonna either want to do it like against him. You're gonna want to do it against like maybe a Zed. If they're
Sure,
playing something like weird like Wukong mid.
sure.
Anything that you're gonna be guaranteed to get off a lot of auto attacks. Typically, I picked
Yep,
up a lot in the top lane because typically in top lane you're facing Renekton, Mundo, Shyvana,
right.
Trundle. You're facing all these like melee, you know, AD casters and stuff. So you're guaranteed to get that mastery off. And by the time you reach the end game, that mastery has essentially given you about like 400, 500 gold just from auto attacks. So that's a really
hmm
worthwhile talent, and it doesn't really hurt to get the mastery that gives you the plus 40 starting gold because that's essentially an extra potion. And if that extra potion means that you get a kill or it means that you can stay in lane for another 6 CS, then it kind of it balances itself out.
Yeah.
So
So
okay.
I should not have taken the gold every auto attack mastery against this
No, not against
Oriana.
Oriana.
That was
No,
silly. Yeah. Okay.
because it's not going to pay off until the later stages of the game, and then it's not really going to be too much of a worthwhile investment. Okay, so match about to begin. All right, so you're gonna walk straight into lane. Oriana's here right away. Okay, Mr. CS. Okay. Nice. Um, Now when she threw the ball like that, I'm just gonna rewind really, really, really,
Sure.
just
hmm
a small amount. When she throws, okay. So right here, we're gonna watch this in slow mo. So she throws the ball. Now you can kind of predict that this is coming because, well, two reasons. Now if we rewind just a slight bit, generally, you don't want to stand ever in between your minions against Oriana. You want to kind of force her to make a decision about if she's going to harass you with the ball, if she's going to harass the minions. Much similar to playing like against Mordekaiser or something. Um, so basically, when you move into the minions right here, and this minion in the front, the spellcaster minion that's obviously damaged, I don't have to draw this out, is going to be killed by Oriana, right?
Right.
And she
Right.
CS's this last minion,
Then she's gonna throw the ball
and then she's
for
going to throw the
sure.
ball because you've lined up for it. She can throw the ball
Especially if
past the
yeah.
minions. And then when you move back in, you set up a perfect angle for her to hit the 2 minions that she has to. I'm just going to draw this. Oh, okay. So, when you move back in like this, it creates, you know, the ball is going to hit these 2 minions, and then it's lined up to perfectly hit you.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And she can aim the hitbox, you know, back here, so then, you know, you can't really walk backwards because it's still going to hit you, you know, in a reasonably large hitbox radius. So by moving right, it doesn't really make too much sense. And like I said, again, against Orianna, you always want to be standing to the sides of your minions. You know, whether it's on top or you want to be standing to the bottom or you want to be angling or whatever. You don't want to be ever standing, yeah, like in vicinity so that she's able to hit the minions and you and then get away safely. But anyways, so what ends up happening is she throws the ball. Now, the ball's on cooldown. And if you don't know the cooldown, again, learn it. And if you don't know it off the top of your head, then while you're in the loading screen, go to the Google, you know, google.com and search Orianna so you know who you're up against. And then just read all of her cooldowns in consideration to the CDR that she's running. And if you don't know the CDR that she's running and you're really serious about getting better and stuff, then you open up, you know, LOL Nexus or you open up OpGG and you search her while she's in the loading screen and it tells you her runes and masteries. And then it lets you better judge when that spell that she has is going to come off cooldown. But anyways, so she does elect to throw this. You already, I think, are going to issue the auto attack before the ball even lands. I assume that you're going to pull your mouse backwards and issue this. Ball's going to hit you, and then you're going to be able to walk forward. And I'm just going to use a different color for this. And so we're going to see what happens. Okay. And now you hit her with a Q, okay? And you move in again, and you get an auto off. And you get another auto off, but then you back off. Now, one of the reasons I don't like the back off is that Orianna, right now, her Q is still going to be on cooldown for a reasonably long time. Her movement speed is 330. You have 360. You are going to totally be able to chase her again and get another Q off onto her. Now, at the same time, these minions that you can see that on the freeze frame, one of them, yes, it's sending an attack towards you. The other two are only winding up. So,
I think that's why I instinctively backed off, because I assumed that I drew all 3 minion aggro, but now that I see this, it's only one.
Right. It's only one that you're drawing, but the other two will turn to you if you continue to push. But you can still get another auto off and another Q off.
And a Q,
on Orianna. Now, she's going to be relatively close to tower when you get it off, but then you can turn around and you can back off, and then you effectively have won the trade because Orianna misstepped. Okay? Alright, so let's go back and hit play. And I'll just go back to normal speed. Oh, God, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Alright, 1 second. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. Here we go.
Okay. So you end up backing off. She walks out of range, so the ball comes back to her, which is completely fine. Now again, in this matchup, you don't want to stay inside your minions. In some matchups, you will want to stay inside your minions. You know what I mean? Like champions whose skill shots that can be blocked by minions, champions that are melee, champions that are, you know, shorter range, so that if they do elect to attack you or something, they end up pulling minion aggro. So you kind of want to entice them to attack you. You know, all these type of things. Okay, so right here, you... Okay, nice. The minions froze. Okay, good. I thought maybe they might have come into tower, but...
Yeah, I was expecting them to. I didn't realize it was sort of an accident by me, but it worked out.
It's okay.
Ooh, quality just got worse. It's too bad.
Yeah, it's a little bit bizarre. Alright, so you get the Q off here. No, you had it. You had lethal. No. Alright, we're gonna go over that really quick.
Sure.
We're gonna go over that really. Ugh. Okay, so.
Oh, well, she had it. Did she heal?
Alright, hold on.
She does have heal.
Okay. So I'll move this in times 5. Okay. Okay. So she's coming in here, and she tries to angle herself to the top left, and this is where the quality decreases.
The quality of my play decreases and the video.
Okay. So she gets to level 3. Now this is where it's a little bit dangerous. Not too much, but a little bit. Okay, she pulls the ball back, and okay, so right here, now, you shouldn't have totally backed off, and the reason that I say this is because your minions are going to fire onto her faster than her minions will fire onto you, okay? And you roughly have the same minion DPS, damage output, from where you were standing previously, and that's because these minions right here, okay, this one and this one, they can't really attack you from where you're standing, where you were standing, like over here. So had you just initiated the trade then these spells, these 2 spells right here, they're still on longer cooldown. So it's more favorable for you to trade when you're standing here, rotate up right, continue autoing, and get off 1 more Q, and then pull back, hugging the wall, and come back into lane, like this, than it is for you to just go left and deny a trade, and then possibly walk in and get a trade. Okay?
Okay.
But what ends up happening is, so you get the Q, you get the Rune Prison, get the auto, you Q again, and what ends up, what you did not do was just flash for the reset on auto, Q ignite, and you would have been completely fine. Just flash out of range out of your minions, because you notice that you have this minion. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up. You have this minion doing damage on her.
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge. None of her minions are really hurting you too much. Too much, not too much. I mean, you did draw minion aggro, but this is going to be the deciding factor, because she's still going to be in range of these minions if you flash. And then she's going to have to flash, but her flash is irrelevant if it comes after yours. And the reason that I say that is because your Q will be off cooldown.
Okay.
So you'll get the flash ignite and the auto. And even if, you know, like, something ends up going really bizarre, but we know it's not going to be the case, like, whatchamacallit, the minions somehow, like, this minion or this minion ends up chasing you or something, it's not going to lead into anything. And right now, based on the timings that we know, the jungler's not going to be here, like, on the riverside of the brush.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
That all make sense?
Do you think, like, what if, because I'm pretty sure she took Summoner Heal, could she have, if I say I flash, go in and flash ignite and Q, could she have killed me with heal and then bringing the ball back to herself, or is that still on cooldown?
It's still on cooldown during all that.
Okay. Okay.
So she would not have been able to live. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Okay, so here, yep, nice, that was really good. Now Master Yi's coming in for the assist. You should just completely back off, and you do. He alpha strikes before auto attacking. That was a mistake. That was a mistake by Master.
Yeah, it scared me for a sec. I thought he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now we can move out of the. Oop. Can move out of. Okay, let's go to normal. And now you're recalling. Okay. Alright, it's fine. There's no siege minion wave. You didn't check to see if there was a siege minion wave, but maybe we were just calculating that this wave wasn't siege minion, but that would be fine. But otherwise, it would be wrong. Here, you end up going tier with Sapphire Crystal against Ori, and I wouldn't do that personally. One of the reasons that I say that is because you need mobility to dodge her balls.
Yeah.
And once she hits 6, then she's going to have a really big edge over you. Even when you have your movement quintessence, and even though, you have your movement masteries, probably, if you're running nimble and you're running the movement speed increase out of combat, it's still more favorable to just get boots over the sapphire crystal. I get the logic that you're trying to do is just that it's more damage, you have more mana, you have more sustain, you can poke more, whatever. But it's really not necessary. The boots would be way more important because that means that if Ori, who inherently does shove lanes, elects to push down to your tower, now an Orianna that you saw had you tabbed, right? You saw that she would have just bought 2 Doran's rings because you can see what enemies purchase when they're dead.
Right.
She would have had 2 Doran's rings. And then you would have known that she went nothing for movement speed or anything. So you already had 30 movement speed over her, and then you would have had another 25. That was 55 movement speed over her. That's absolutely insane. That basically means that even if she is at max distance Q, if you elect to chase her, you're going to get off 2 more Qs before she can get to tower, if she's at least at these pillars, like these flame pillars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if you're standing, like, back where your minions are right now, okay? Let me get my colors. Sorry. Whoops. Okay. So if you're standing back here, as she's like somewhere in this area, and she's trying to siege you at your tower, if you can get at least, like I said, 1 max distance Q off, you can probably chase her to her tower and manage to get 2 more Qs off. Just with that added movement speed, if you have 55 movement speed over her.
Cool.
So that's really important to know, because mobility is going to be one of your defining assets. And then when you get level 6, if you have level 6 with boots on her, movement quintessence on her, and movement masteries on her, she's not really going to be able to get away. And even if she goes to land an ultimate, it might not even be possible unless she, like, literally hits it dead on. And that's because you're going to be moving so much faster than her that it's really not going to make, it's not going to make too much of a difference if she hits it or not, because she probably won't hit any of the other skill shots.
Sure.
It also grants you a really good chance to do 2v2s with your enemy jungler, with the enemy jungler in consideration to you and Master Yi. And the reason that I say that is because you're going to be able to chase for him and get off probably 2 rune prisons. If the battle goes into, river, goes into left side river, up into wraiths or anything like that. So you're going to think very futuristically, especially because Ryze against Orianna, your lane is almost always going to be shoved, and when you do finally shove it back, you don't want to stay in the lane because you don't want to be pushing against Orianna because you can't really bully her. Unless, like I said, this scenario is presented where she's frozen the lane in front of your tower and you have a ridiculous amount of movement speed over her. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. The other reason that I don't like the Sapphire Crystal is because if Orianna just gets Chalice, your damage is, like, completely gimped anyway. Right? So you would rather deal periodic damage using mobility than trying to do brute force damage.
Right.
Okay? Alright, so here, yeah, like, you're eating so many skill shots and she just doesn't care. So Lucian kills Thresh, or Lucian kills Twitch, sorry, not Thresh. Okay, and this is what I mean. You would have... Oh, Master Yi didn't trust in you. It's okay, though.
But I would have gotten the W off much sooner, and he would have trusted me, yeah.
Much sooner, right. And the only difference in her HP right now is she probably has 100 extra HP. Literally. Like, from the Sapphire Crystal damage. And your mana is completely healthy. Like, you would not have needed that plus 200 mana. You'd be at 500, you'd still be completely healthy.
Okay.
You just have to learn mana control. Alternatively, what you can try to do, and a lot of Ryzes don't know this, this is really important to top lane Ryze, this is really important to mid Ryze, it's important to whatever you're going to play Ryze. If there's a champion that you can't deal a lot of damage to in the earlier levels, and you know that you can't or you shouldn't get a kill pre-6 or like around 6, around 7, around 8 or something, what you want to do is you want to spam your abilities much more than you normally would, and you want to go faster. Right, to charge tier. Because by charging tier, you generate mana. By generating extra mana, you generate extra damage. So you basically concede the fact that, okay, Orianna, she can shield herself, right? She can give herself more EHP, effective HP, is what I'm going to call it.
Yep.
And by giving herself more effective HP, you technically shouldn't get the kill off without jungler assistance. And because your jungler is Master Yi, and Master Yi has to latch on to Orianna, and she can just ball herself or shockwave herself, you shouldn't be expecting to get kills, right? So what you should do is concede that fact, and you should spam your QWs and Es much faster in lane, and go and be willing to go or out of mana, whatever, much faster than you normally would in, say, a lane that is very favorable for Ryze or an even matchup lane. And that's because, again, you acknowledge that you should not get a kill until the later stages. So what you want to do is you want to charge up tier as fast as possible, not because you're rushing for Seraph's Embrace or you're rushing for Muramana in weird cases or whatever, but rather you just want to maximize your damage output for when it really will matter. Like such as a dragon fight or something. You want to make it so that your Q maybe deals an extra 40 damage every time you cast it. So if you get it off 4, 5, 6 times in a fight, that's an extra, 250, 300 damage that you get off, because it's not just your Q that's gaining additional damage, it's your W and your E. So there's a lot of damage that can be gained just by taking, and accepting your disadvantages in the lane early on. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Go.
Okay. Go for it.
Questions?
Yeah.
Anything?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Go. Fortunately, the quality increased. Nice. Move into... No! E before UW. Because if you E before UW, her magic resistance is lowered, thus your W deals more damage. Okay? And also, as you E, mid-flight, you W, because W is an instant cast, right?
Yeah.
Then it enables you to move into her while the E is mid-flight, and then you can get the ricochet off yourself.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So, Q, E, W, move, Q, auto. And then, then you can, depending on your CDR amounts and stuff, you can then begin to cast different spells and stuff. Ryze actually has different combos depending on how much CDR he has. He has different potential combos at 20%, 30%, and 40% that he can only do with those exact CDRs. And then we'll get into stuff in the later stages about like how to ulti to clear waves, how to ulti to fight, how to ulti to disengage, and use his combos to disengage versus chasing versus peeling versus... all these different things, because I think in total Ryze has about 9 different combos that all do actually different things. It's not just the same, QRW, it's not the same thing every single time. But that movement is really, really crucial, because if you can get the ricochet off on Orianna twice, then you effectively really gimp her magic resistance, right? So say Orianna has Chalice right now, and you hit her with 3 E's by ricocheting off her shelf because you properly moved into her with a Rune Prison, you effectively take away that MR from the Chalice, right? So then your next Q, your next E, whatever you can hit her with, is basically she doesn't have an item. So that's really, really big, all right?
That's true, yeah.
Okay, go.
Go.
Okay. So you're playing this kind of passive. You're making some movement mistakes, but none of them are actually too drastic. So if anyone's watching this or whatever, and you're trying to gain stuff out of this, you're playing right now by staying very far back. If Ori throws her ball... I'm
pretty scared of Pantheon.
Okay, you got the kill. Again, well, you didn't E. You didn't have to ignite. Okay?
That's true, yeah.
All right. So, I mean, if you want me to go over that really quick, I'll just do this really quick. Okay, so...
I QW'd and then...
Right. So, here, now you made it obvious that, see, this is error number 1. Now, fortunately, Orianna is DIing downward. I'm just gonna bring this in. Okay. Okay, so fortunately, Orianna is DIing downward. Okay, and that's not favorable for her, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Now, you made it obvious because you're suddenly standing here all of a sudden, right? Which it doesn't really make too much sense because for the majority of the game, you were staying behind your minions. So this can be a good mind game if you're trying to like deceive her, or you're trying to make her think that maybe Master Yi is nearby. But it also doesn't really make too much sense because she doesn't really have that much mana. So you're completely fine. You have the level 6. You don't have Flash, but you do have Ignite. So anyways, if you come in here, okay, and you throw the Q, okay, alternatively, with how low her HP is, You could technically throw E first, but in certain situations, but this HP actually isn't low enough to do that. And that's just to generate some extra damage on your Q if the only killing blow you can launch is 1 Q. So basically, what I mean by that, and it's not applying to this instance, but it will apply to future instances. So say Oriana is standing here, okay, instead of here. All right,
Yeah.
and you're standing here. You're only going to get 1 combo off at her, right? So
Right.
rather than QEW or QWE or, whatever, what you want to do is EWQ. Okay? EWQ auto.
Wow.
Right? The magic resistance, you want to lower it, then hit.
Yep.
Because you're only getting 1 combo. So
Yep.
it doesn't matter, in what, well, actually, it does matter. I'm sorry. It does matter in which way you input it. You want to lower the magic resistance, then hit her with W to freeze her, get the Q, and get the auto. If you go with EQW, you might not get the auto without having to run into tower range. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that's really, really important. But anyways, here, if you shoot the Q, and then you shoot the E, move inwards, okay? As you
Okay.
shoot the E, so this is what you're gonna do. Okay, here's a combo that Ryze isn't.
Yeah.
This is very specific to this situation. Okay, this is when the enemy is inside of minions, or it's when the enemy is within walking distance from you. And what I mean by that is they're within literally like arm's length, like an inch or like 2 inches. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna Q. Okay, as the Q is mid-flight, all right, you're going to E. And then as the E is mid-flight, you will turn on R. All right, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, all before they connect, okay? As you're doing this, in between each, command, you're going to try to stutter step forward one little bit, okay? And your goal is to be here, Q, okay?
Yeah.
Then you want to get to here, and you want to shoot the E, okay? So the Q is going to be around here, all right? In terms of travel time and in terms of everything else. The E is going to be around here. All right? And then you turn on R at the same time that you hit, you turn on your E. So this is going to be R with E. Okay?
Mhm.
It's going to hit her, bing, 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 bing. All right? And it's going to generate the AoE damage.
Yep.
Okay? Then, as you're standing here slightly up, guess what? You're going to turn on W. And it's going to re-trigger Q.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
This all goes off
Okay.
in like 1 second. All these movements, when you turn on Ryze's ultimate and stuff, this can be done in 1 second. Okay?
Yeah.
And as she's running, you can get an auto off. You don't have to use Ignite.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's good because I feel like, speaking for myself, but I feel comfortable in saying that most Ryze players, at my level at least,
Mhm.
they're always thinking in terms of like, in this situation, they're always thinking like, oh my god, get the W off so that they don't run.
Right.
Which is why I W second. And I think a lot of Ryze players would W first, which is totally wrong.
Right.
But
W
you never
first
think
is
of the
absolutely
E
abysmal.
magic
Yes,
resist.
absolutely terrible. Absolutely
But
terrible. There's like this is very similar to how Ryze's they use the whatchamacallit, they max E second. And I don't care like who says that it's good, it's bad. And the reason that you don't max E second, I don't know if you're going to this game, is because you cannot guarantee that you will get the double E ricochet off inside of a duel. And if you're not getting the double E ricochet off, then Ryze, the way that he plays lanes is as a lane bully and a control freak. You don't need to be shoving the lane because you can easily shove the lane without maxing E second. What you want is the longer rune prison in the event of duels, dragon fights, in the event of any sort of escapes, like trying to escape from a gank. You want that extra, quarter of a second, half a second, 3/4 of a second, snare on the opponent. It's so much more critical to getting the extra ricochet off on the E, because without that bigger snare, it's just like they're stopped for, it's like they have a hiccup, and then they run away from you. I would rather guaranteedly get 3 ricochets off my E than only get maybe 1, or even 2, because the magic resistance that's being lowered, the snare, the control that comes from it, because not only is it the E that gets the ricochets, you also keep them in range for when Q's still on cooldown while you're chasing. It lets you close gaps bigger. You know what I mean? You can basically be hugging them. And then that also adds up to auto attacks. It adds up to ignites. You know what I mean? It's so much more important.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you will, but Don't max E. Second. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. We're good?
Yeah.
Alright. Go. Yeah. Like, you notice how she died almost like a second after you casted Ignite? So what
Right.
did Ignite do?
I did not need
It dealt
to
one
do that.
tick. It dealt one tick.
Uh-huh.
Right. And
Uh-huh.
like, what is one tick at level 7? Honestly. You know? It's
I
like
know.
half an auto right now. So okay. So you end up recalling here. And why do you recall? Why recall? Why recall?
I shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. Why shouldn't you be?
Yeah. I guess I'm recalling because I'm afraid of Pantheon, but I shouldn't be.
Okay.
Because there's a cannon minion.
There's a cannon minion.
The cannon
exactly.
wave.
There's a cannon minion. Okay. Now, if you're afraid of Pantheon, what do you still do? You
I don't know.
CS the front 3 warrior minions and the cannon minion without exhausting your W.
Okay.
And then you go back and recall. Because they're too vital. They're too crucial. Now, also what I noticed that you didn't do is you didn't tab to see what Orianna bought. But now you're spamming tab, but you only see Doran's rings, so she played it really well in the sense that she didn't buy Wall Dead. Now, okay. So we saw Fiddlesticks, alright? Now, what is your current thought process right now?
Non-existent.
Non-existent. Alright, wonderful.
No.
Okay. So, what should you be doing right now, in your opinion? As Ryze mid.
What should I? Well, probably. I think I should be ulting this wave to clear it fast, and then go help. Fiddlesticks. I'm not sure.
Yes, that's actually good. That's really good. Okay, so we're gonna pull this into Paint. I'm gonna draw on the map and stuff. Okay. All right. So when you come up here and you realize Orianna still isn't back. Now there's 2 possibilities. Either Orianna went straight to blue, okay?
Yeah.
Or she's about to appear. It depends on a lot of factors. Was she waiting at Fountain for a little bit, get an extra potion? Did she not get boots? You know what I mean? Is she not using her orb to move faster? Or her ball, I'm sorry. Is she not, you know what I mean? Like, there's things to consider that you can't totally know yet. All right? So it's kind of awkward to judge champions' movement speeds when you don't know exactly what they're going to do, especially because she didn't buy Wall Dead. So she could have bought boots, she could have not bought boots. Okay, so when you get up here, all right, you obviously want to clear this wave. And how do you clear this wave? Okay, you turn on the Q, all right, as Q's mid-flight. So this is going to be a little bit difficult because you want to do it as you're standing as close to these minions as possible, and you have to be standing right here to do this, okay? And the reason that I say this is because you want the E to go like this and then ricochet up, and then it'll splash these, okay? If you do it from here, it's only going to hit these, and it won't bounce up. Because the E has to come back into you to go upwards, all right? So when you walk up into the lane and you turn on ultimate, and this is something that separates a lot of Ryze players, they're really afraid to use their ultimate. But in reality, you should be spamming it. To clear waves, for objective control, for map control, for vision, like everything. So when you stand up here, ult this wave, okay, and then you're gonna go in like this, okay. And the reason that I say you're gonna go in like this, now you have your ward trinket up, okay. You're gonna drop a ward here, all right, in that bush, and then you're gonna look and evaluate like what's the HPs on all these people. Now, Lucian is completely fine. He's like shoving this lane really hard, right? And Fiddlesticks obviously has complete map awareness. Renekton's going back to top lane, and you can assume that the enemy top laner is probably coming back to top lane. So if you can shove this wave, okay, and then you have another wave that's going to basically be, it's going to be coming up, and it's going to shove with this wave. Now, this isn't just one wave. This is the remnants of one wave, and you have 6 more minions. So you have 9 minions, okay, at this tower. All right. Now, if Orianna or someone doesn't come, that effectively is going to take about 20 seconds for the tower to kill, roughly. Okay? So these are just like timestamps, memorize them. So by cycling in here, getting the ward up here, evaluating this this battle, then even if you can't do anything, you can fall downwards with Fiddlesticks, Lucian can hook around, and you can capture Dragon. Because Master Yi is going to come to get red buff. But he'll probably clear red by the time you evaluate blue. Okay? Does that make sense for timing? And just ping it all. Ping it all. Like, talk to your teammates through pings, okay? Renekton can then be occupied in top. So if the enemy top laner wants to come down for Dragon, that's completely fine. Because why? Because bottom lane is completely shoved up, so you have fallback. Mid is completely fine. They can't shove mid back in time. You know what I mean? Where is the
Yeah.
mid, where's the next midline minions? There's none coming.
Right.
Okay? So all these minions go down, that's it. Okay?
Okay.
That all make sense?
Yes.
So you're completely safe on so many different fronts. Alright.
100% certain. Yes.
Okay.
That's not at all what I do, though. I'm pretty sure I don't ult this wave.
Okay. Well,
Nor do I go and help.
now you know.
Try to
because the
get
situation,
through. But
again,
now I know.
it'll come up. It'll come up again. Say this to everyone. Okay. Nice. Yep. What are you not doing right now? You have full mana. Alright, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not using
Building
your
tier.
Q. Yep, you're not building tier. And you want to build your tier because, again, normally you should not have kill potential. That's a really nice word, by the way. Normally you should
Thanks.
not have kill potential against Orianna. So what you want to do is you want to build up the tier so that you have, you know, a very, even if it's very minute, you do have additional damage that you normally wouldn't have if you're playing Ryze against a normal laner or something. And again, there you
Yeah.
go again, and you didn't
No
throw
E.
the E.
Mhm.
The E is crucial. You know what I mean? The E is basically Sork pen boots built inside
Yeah.
of it. You know what I mean? That's really, really
Yeah.
big. Don't keep making this mistake. Okay? You turned on ultimate, and you didn't maximize ultimate. The ult's still active, and you weren't even sending out spells to ricochet off the minions and stuff. That wasn't very good.
Mhm.
Okay? Now, here, she sent the ball. Okay, I'm going to go into paint. Okay? So, she sent the ball, right? And then she backed up, right? And you were standing around here. Okay? Why
Okay.
didn't you just instantaneously move into her? Does it look like she has very good CDR right now? No, she has
No.
15% at best, unless she's running CDR blues. But you would know that by, you know, lol accessing or optigeing her. So she's at 15% CDR right now. Okay? What is your movement speed?
387. Much better than hers, so I can
Much better
catch
than
her
hers.
easily.
You could
Yeah.
easily catch her with a full combo to her face.
Yeah.
And what does a full combo to her face do when she thinks that she's too cool for school and doesn't want to build a chalice without any MR? Do you see this?
No MR.
Do
Wow.
you see this? This is putting the sensual back into the non-consensual right here. That's what she's trying to do for you right now, man. Do you see how this isn't highlighted?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but if something's highlighted, it means they have runes or masteries for it.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you see how this right
Yeah,
here?
it's-
Okay, she has either runes or masteries. And by moving your mouse cursor over it, you can see exactly how much it's buffing her. And then it tells you if it's the utility mastery tree or if it's a movement quintessence. Okay?
Huh. Okay.
Alright, so now you know
Okay.
that for future reference, and for some reason,
Yes.
Orianna has attack speed runes. Okay? Alright, so you know.
What in
That's-
the
yeah.
world?
Exactly. So
Going
anyways,
on?
you would have caught her with a full combo, and you'd back off,
Okay.
and at worst, you take that. To do that. Okay? That look bad to
Okay.
you? And then on top of that, you also take about 5 seconds off your ultimate, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright, let's get back in. Go.
Go.
Oh! Stop Wing first!
Hmm.
E, mid-flight, W. Okay? W is
Okay.
instantaneous. It's like Goku. It's like instant transmission. Okay, now, you're trying to freeze the lane when Master E is going for an invade. On the... Or a counter jungle, I should say, not an invade. He's going for a counter jungle. Why are you trying to freeze the lane?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. Right. So just watch the minimap. Even if your jungler's not trying to communicate with you, communicate with your jungler.
Okay.
Okay? Indirectly, of course. Right now, she's dead. What is this? Tell me you flash.
No, now I start pushing the lane for Yi.
Okay. But you saw that she misstepped, right? Now, what is... Okay, so... We're gonna go through this really slow.
Oh yeah, I understand when she stepped up there. That's
Let me...
dead Orianna.
Okay, hold on. 1 second. She's dead right now. Dead. Okay.
Yep.
You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. I just wanna make sure. Alright. So what is your flash range? Probably, like, obviously
Flash
my circle,
EWQ and she's dead.
my circle
She
is
probably doesn't
nowhere
even
near
get Q.
perfect. Okay, your
Mhm.
flash range, roughly. Okay, it's obviously not perfect. I'm not fucking Van Gogh or whatever. So anyways, like, you'd land here.
Flash EWQ and she's dead.
Okay. Yeah, flash
Yeah.
EWQ, exactly. And what happens when you EWQ after you're using a flash? What's your ultimate at? It's probably going to be around 3 seconds.
Yeah,
Total.
3 or 4,
After everything's done. If
Yep.
she flashes, okay, instantaneously after the rune prison, after you've issued direct input commands to move in between spells, okay, you're going to be standing around here. She will be standing around here. Turn on ultimate, look at your HP, laugh at her. Turn on a red pot. Get the instant plus 20 HP. Okay.
Yeah.
And I can't see how close you are to a level up. But if you're really close to a level up, then it's even more incentive to chase her. Why? Because you have
Catalyst, right?
Right, exactly. All right, and you have flat, you know, like, or not flash. And you have whatchamacallit over her again, boots. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want you to see that. So always basically, like, when you're viewing this game, one thing that I may have said in the past in, like, coaching videos, if you've seen it, is never look at your own champion. Do you know what I mean by that? Like,
Yes.
So your eyes should never be on Ryze. Ryze should be like, here, let me show you what Ryze should look like to you, okay? You want to see what Ryze should look like? Hold on, I'm gonna show you. You're gonna be really amazed right now.
Wow.
All right, you like that? That's Ryze, okay?
I like that.
He should basically not be there. You should just know where you are at all times.
Yeah.
And this should be you. These lines, okay? All these, like, this is how you should start envisioning your champion. Is just the range of your spells, okay, as a summoner.
Okay.
Because all Ryze is again a kit. Just like every champion in the game, they are nothing more than a kit. A model is just an illusion of what they are. Okay. If Ryze looked like Orianna and did all the same stuff that Ryze does, it wouldn't change how you play that champion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyways,
that wouldn't matter.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. It's just a model. So the model is this range. The model is what the abilities do. And thus the model should always just be your range. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I know that might be like a little fucking weird or something, but anyways, so if Orianna missteps into the death of this, you know, range, then punish her. It's a misstep. Okay? And I know I've used this analogy. I don't know if you've ever played Super Smash Brothers. That's why you dash dance in lane. You know what I mean? Because you're looking for the opponent to make a mistake, flash, boom, you know, or rune prison, boom, and it's like, it's over. And that's why you're dash dancing, is so that you have the acceleration movement, and because you're DIing into them. Okay? Does that all make sense?
Okay.
Kind of like how Orianna made a DI mistake earlier, and you punished it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Go.
Go.
Alright, so she should have died right there, but it's completely fine. Okay, so now Lucian gets bottom, and what's the first thing that you need to be doing?
Shoving so that E can dive.
Oh, okay, but outside of that,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure.
This is completely non-mechanical related. This is all pure eyesight. This is pure. You know what I mean? Now the first thing is what? Who's at top?
Oh, Pantheon. Yeah.
Okay, Pantheon's at top. Morgana.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's one thing that you need to do as Renekton goes down?
No idea.
Click to see Pantheon and Morgana's HP. If they're both really low, what does that mean? Even if you don't kill Orianna, if they're both really low, what does it mean? Well, you captured bot tower. Lucian and Fiddlesticks look pretty fucking healthy to me.
Yeah.
Okay, Orianna has to recall. If Pantheon and Morgana are low, they have to recall. Pantheon probably used ult. Morgana probably used ult, right?
Yep.
Okay. What does that mean? Dragon.
We can take Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Do you need Master Yi for Dragon? If Pantheon's out of the equation?
No.
No.
No, I don't.
What does it look like mid's doing?
Shoving hard.
Shoving really hard. Can Orianna contest?
No.
No. You ping Yi to take mid. You tell Yi take mid. you tell Lucian, and you tell Fiddlesticks, come dragon.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
This is a stand. If this situation is ever presented, does not matter who the mid laner is, does not matter who the top laners are, does not matter who your bot lane is. If the HP values and the situations are the same, this is the rotation. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, go.
Yeah.
You got the kill. Take the tower. Take the tower. Spam ping that tower. Come back in. What is he doing? Yell at ye. I'm kidding. Don't yell at you. Don't be toxic. Alright, so now Pantheon comes over here. Alright, what did we do wrong already?
Well, I didn't toss out E.
You didn't toss out
What I
E?
was trying to do is W him before he could jump to me, but I guess they're equal range.
Okay, let me
Not sure.
go through this really, really slow. Okay. Okay, hold on. Here comes Pantheon. Where's the red potion? Now, if your plan is to engage, which we know that it is,
Okay.
where's the red pot? Because you want your HP region going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it doesn't make too big of a difference, you want it going because you don't want to risk anything. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's number one. Okay. You sent the Q. Now what's missing?
E.
Okay, E's missing. Correct. What else
But
is missing?
at Q, ER.
The Q is already sent.
Yeah.
Press WER all at once, and then what happens?
Then Q is reset, and I can
reset.
Q again. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
You W. What's the first skill that you activate? What is the first skill you activate? Okay, Q.
Then it should have been RE.
Chewie, walk into him. See, the ricochet didn't go off.
Yeah.
If you walked into him, he's dead. He's dead. You had him dead. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I understand.
All right. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Turn on alt. Yep. NCS. And now Oriana's probably going to come into vision in mid lane in no time. Morgana shoving top. Morgana is now recalled. So in your head, you need to time that Morgana... There's Oriana. Morgana is probably at Fountain now. Add about 5 seconds for her to regen all her HP, buy, and then walk back. Okay, you guys get dragon. Okay? So if your teammate's too lazy to do it, you type it in chat. You know what I mean? Be the carry. You are solo queue.
Yeah.
Only care about yourself. Okay?
Okay.
I know it is support's role, it's jungle's role. The emphasis is on them, but if you're trying to be a better player, you're trying to be a carry, you type it. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Just someone type it. Doesn't matter if using timestamps, doesn't matter if you know. You know what I mean? Don't say it when it's getting close to dragon. You know what I mean? Because Master Yi might decide that he thought it would be good if he goes top, but dragon's in a minute. So then he's indecisive. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want stuff like that going on.
Right.
Okay. So here, as the next minion wave... Don't ult this minion wave. Okay, nice. As the next minion wave comes, ult, shove it, and recall. Because you want to exhaust all your mana. Right? And you just want to get away.
Okay.
Okay? But you activated a blue bot. That doesn't make any sense. Alright? Because, well, if you go... getting the... Like, going for that doesn't make any sense. Because now you're getting too greedy. You have no vision coverage on the left-hand side. Right? You just got dragon on the right-hand side. You have a ward on the right-hand side. You've seen that Pantheon is nowhere there. Leona is not going to be there. And the AD carry is not going to be there. So where's Pantheon likely to be right now, if he is anywhere?
Left hand.
His left-hand side. He could be at Wraiths. He could be at Red. You know, if he didn't take it, he could be at
Or
Golems.
he could be
right.
ganking.
He could easily ulti on top of you. Do you have an escape?
No.
Absolutely
Besides
not.
R, no.
You would die.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go.
Okay, go.
Okay. Turn on ult. When this situation appears, when you don't want to be in the lane anymore, which you should not want to be in the lane anymore, just turn on ult and shove it. That's a very
Shove
generic,
it. Yeah.
a very generic principle. In order to shove a minion wave, okay, you Q, mid-flight Q, you R, then you E, you re-Q, then you auto, W, and then Q again. This is if your CDR is 30% or higher, okay? If you only have 20% CDR, you Q, R, E, W, Q, auto, and then you walk into the minions, auto, auto, Q, and you'll clear the backline. Okay? That's 20% to 30% CDR, depending on how much you have. Or that's in between. It's 20 to 28%, sorry, CDR. 30% CDR, it changes. 40%, it changes. Okay?
Okay.
All right, go.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Just memorize those. Just like write them down or something, you know, just get them established. That's Ryze's clearing minion combos. Additionally, you want to cast the Q on the second warrior minion coming into lane. The reasoning is that it will ricochet the AoE damage onto the front minion, the back minion, and the cannon minion, if there is one present. And you want to cast the E onto the third minion. That way it'll hit the front two minions, it'll hit the cannon minion, and ricochet backwards into the back three. And then you want to cast the W on the cannon minion so that it hits all
everything,
the minions as it clumps, and then you cast the final Q again, and it hits everything. You want to get into the habit of doing that every single time. If the minions are coming from an angle, then you cast accordingly so that the Q and the E ricochet upwards in like a lightning bolt. I'll show you if it comes up in this video. I'll show it with a drawing. Okay.
Okay.
Because it's the proper way to shove lanes as Ryze. And again, you just ignited. Did you have to ignite?
Not at all.
First off, what is Fiddlestick's passive?
That reduce
magic.
Magic. Yeah.
Right. That with E.
Magic resist.
Right? Does Orianna have
she's totally
MR?
dead.
What is Orianna's MR right now? It's 30. Okay. So you have about 10 flat from your runes, roughly, right?
Right.
Okay. Then you have passive penetration from your masteries. You have 6%. Okay. So you have the 6% passive pen. You have about 10 from runes, roughly. And then you have 10 from Fiddlesticks. Orianna's basically getting true damaged. Okay, when factoring in your E. You don't need ignite. She's getting true damaged. Okay?
Okay.
So one thing that separates like platinum, diamond, or whatever is ability. Like, this is just one thing of many, obviously. Obviously it's mostly as
saving
the game
summoners.
scales. Right, saving summoners.
Yeah.
This is one of the most important things. Oftentimes there will be times where I will die, you know, in games or something, where you'll see high level players die and they could have flashed to get away, but they don't. Why? They know a Baron fight's coming in 2 minutes. Cooldown on flash. What is it? It's much greater than 2 minutes, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
The flash's positioning in that Baron fight is greater than the temporary loss right now. Okay?
Okay.
All right. That's just like one example, of course.
Yeah.
All right. That's also why it's okay sometimes to let people get away. Even if you could flash for a kill, sometimes it's not always correct. Okay. And now this is an instance of you took too long to go back. Okay? And basically, how much do you need for Roa?
1600.
No. Oh, right. You have catalyst. Okay, right.
Yeah, I don't have.
How much do you have?
Yet.
I'm sorry.
I have over 2k.
Okay. So how much did you wait on getting Roa? So you got about. What did you get from Orianna? What did you get? Like 260 from Orianna, the kill, because she has negative value right now.
Oh, Orianna, yeah,
Okay.
Not a lot.
Right, and then you had to get another 400 gold for minions. So exactly how much did you just put off Roa? Well, let's go back in time. You have Roa right now. And this game time, you know what I mean? Like, you had Roa at like 11 minutes. You had like an 11-minute Roa.
Oh, you can see I wanted to back.
Right, exactly.
Right there, but
and
then Fiddlesticks pings that he's coming.
One of the things about Roa that I've talked about, here, you have Roa coming up right now. Ooh. Okay. One of the things about Roa is it's passive, that it gains ability power, mana, and health. You know what I mean? As time goes by. So if you can pick Roa up now, when the dragon was just slain at 10:30, okay, you've let Roa charge 50% by the time the next dragon's up. That's really, really big.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So that's also one of the reasons that you want to just go and pick it up as fast as possible. All right, so we're gonna speed up a little bit.
Okay. So here I've bought Roa, and I'm bought this the mana crystal for Glacial Shroud.
That's fine.
And this game, I think I build Glacial Shroud into Iceborne Gauntlet.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if it should be Iceborne Gauntlet or Frozen Heart.
All right. Okay. Let me answer that. So, okay, nice. I even managed to get a tab screen up. So, okay, Iceborne Gauntlet versus Frozen Heart. This is something that's really misunderstood by a lot of Ryzes as well, and I don't know why every single Ryze just builds Frozen Heart. So, Iceborne Gauntlet gives Ryze added utility because it grants him a slow on his autos, right? This basically means that champions that would normally somehow be able to get away from Ryze, aka like Master Yi, Renekton that's using his slice and dice to, get away, champions that are under the influence of like a Lulu, speed boost, a Zillion speed boost, an Orianna speed boost, etc., and Ryze only gets off his Rune Prison, that's not going to be the only deciding factor anymore because now he has the added slow. On top of that, it enables Ryze to semi-split push in some circumstances, especially if he's super snowballed out of control, because then he can actually kind of take towers when using the Iceborne proc or the Sheen proc. It gives him extremely powerful 1v1 dueling while only sacrificing 40 armor. Now, what is 40 armor? It's essentially a chain vest, right? That kind of can be a big deal in some situations. However, against this team comp, right? Do you really need an extra chain vest if you were to eventually just get the 60 armor and then eventually later on finish off with, a Guardian Angel or a Ronduin's if that was going to be the case or something? Absolutely not.
Right.
Because these champions, Twitch's ultimate makes his range absurd. Okay, the Frozen Heart's never even going to go off against him. More often than not, Ryze, you're just going to be peeling. You know what I mean? For, like, you're going to be peeling for Lucian, you're going to be peeling for Fiddlesticks. You're going to get up and dirty against the people Fiddlesticks manages to trap. Fiddlesticks is never going to trap Twitch. Like, let's just be honest for a second, right?
I guess that's
doesn't
right,
rely on autos. Morgana doesn't rely on autos. It doesn't make sense to get
no one
Heart.
else does.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just
okay.
Now, you will be left with 30% CDR, right? Because you don't get the Frozen Heart. So guess what? Stop being greedy. Spend 250 gold, get a blue elixir, 40%.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world, okay?
Yep.
Iceborne Gauntlet gives you so much more damage, so much more utility inside of Ryze. It makes him actually that much more scary. Now, if certain conditions are met, Frozen Heart is actually more optimal than Iceborne Gauntlet. What are some of those conditions? The enemy team has numerous champions that are either semi-reliant or heavily reliant on close-range auto attacks. What is an example of this? Maybe like a Master Yi jungle with a Sivir AD carry, right? Because Sivir's range is relatively small. Sivir,
or like a Vayne or something.
Right, a Vayne.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they have someone like Nocturne. You know what I mean? He needs to attack really fast. He has to get up close and personal, whatever. You can get it against maybe if they have an attack speed Shyvana on the team to slow down her attack speed. because Shyvana wants to get up close and personal with you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
No one
Yeah.
on this team is getting up close and personal with you without using abilities. And then they get in and they get out. Pantheon gets in, he gets out. Morgana gets in, she Zonias, she gets out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't make sense to get Frozen Heart. Alright?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay. But always go Glacial Shroud, finish off, in certain circumstances, of course, finish off Seraph's Embrace, just leave the Glacial Shroud at 10% because you don't need the added damage from Sheen, okay, to make a difference. But the 10% CDR, that does make a difference. And then finish off Iceborne. Okay?
Okay.
Go. Alright. So you got blue. Yep. I would ulti back to lane here. I would not have missed those minions. That was just 60 gold that you just missed.
Yeah.
Okay. And it doesn't, you have blue buff, you have what? You have 30% CDR right now, right? No! Q first. What is her movement speed? 355. What is yours right now with ult?
460.
460.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over this really slow. All right. Let me go back. Let me just get a full range. Okay. Oh, what the hell? Okay. Okay. Now, first off, does Orianna have flash? Are you keeping timers on her flash?
I have no idea.
All right, that's a problem. This is your laner. You know what I mean? You have to know when she has flash. And like I've brought up in the past, the mechanical thing. I don't know if you do this, but they do it in Korea. Play with your keyboard slightly on your mouse pad. Okay, maybe that's a little uncomfortable for your hands or something. I don't know. But if you're serious about like improving mechanics, or whatever, then you do it. And you swing your mouse pad over, right? You lift up your thumb on your mouse hand, okay? And you tap with the right number pad.
Oh, enter. Yeah.
Right.
I remember you saying this. Enter and then use the numpad.
Right. With your left hand,
enter
you just
the
type
numbers.
in the numbers.
Yep.
Right, and you hit enter again. Your mouse never leaves play. Your keyboard hand never leaves play. Okay, that's really big. Anyways, so right here, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Okay, and we're gonna go, and okay, so you have ultimate on. When you reach right here, you're gonna Q. As you Q, okay, then you're gonna W. And the reason that I say that is because Orianna is gonna keep walking. Okay, you can't get the E off while getting the Q off because the distance is actually too far. You'd have to be like right here. Okay. And factoring in the fact that she's moving forward, obviously, so by the time you get the Q plus the W, she's like right here. So you can't, like, if you do shoot the E, because you don't have tier 2 boots. If you have tier 2 boots, this is different. Okay, but with only about 105 movement speed over her, it's not going to make the end of the world. But when you're like 120 movement speed, which is actually totally possible in some situations against certain champions, it would be feasible from this distance. So memorize these distances. Okay, so you're going to QW, and then you're going to E her, and you're going to stutter step in between every action. Okay, you're going to auto her, and then you're going to Q her again. And then you're going to keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. You're going to walk side by sider, like you are the skinny jock on the track field running with the fat girl that's trying to lose weight. And, he's just being he's being an asshole. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to be an asshole to Orianna, man, because she has her big bowl of popcorn on top of her head, all right? And, then you're going to Q her underneath tower, and you're going to kill her, okay?
Okay.
All right? Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at the very worst case scenario, you have flash up. You have 2 potions. Now, even if you can't get the maximum efficiency out of your potions, what can you do? You can activate both to get the mastery passive out of them.
Instant 20. Yep.
The instant 20, instant 20. Okay, so that's 40 life. All right, that's big. That's only in an extremely rare, case. All right?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Go.
Like right here. See? Now you just run by her. No!
Could have followed up with flash
Could have followed
QW.
up with a flash QW. Yes, you could have.
Mhm.
I'm glad you saw it, though. All right, go.
Go.
Go. All right. No! Don't chase this far. Don't chase that far. That's so risky. Now, what if Oriana got tier 2 boots? You know what I mean? Or she got, like, home guard or something weird. You can't know, right? And if Leona ultis onto you, and then Zenith chains with Q, Pantheon chains with the, you know what I mean? And Oriana just, like, comes around this corner holding her big lollipop because she just came from Candyland, and she ults you too, you're in a world of pain. And you don't want to blow Flash right now, because why don't you want to blow Flash?
Because Dragon's coming up.
Well, there was Dragon, and there's the fact that team fight. You don't want to have your Flash down for a team fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just it just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. And I do believe I die here.
Okay.
For exactly that reason. I get
See?
Oriana ulted, and then
Look at that.
everything.
All right. Okay. You didn't blow Flash though, so all is well.
No.
Okay. So you finish off Glacial Shroud, which is fine. Now, if Dragon, if Dragon were to come up while you're dead, okay, which I believe it's going to, because it comes up at, 16:30, if I remember checking the timer on the chat, it's not correct to get Glacial Shroud here, okay? And the reason is because if Renekton had just come to Dragon, okay, or had he cycled mid like he should have instead of going top to get, that 200 gold because it was so important, and he comes down to contest Dragon, then Lucian can also come down. Lucian can cast Culling, he can force them off it. Then Renekton can tool them around, okay? And if you get Smoke Pen boots, you can possibly, not in every single situation, get back there in time.
Possibly get there.
Right.
Okay.
Okay? So that's just maximizing and nitpicking efficiency on build order itemization choices. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Questions? Anything?
No.
Okay.
No, none so far. Oh, I think Skype is frozen.
Skype?
Share screen is frozen. I think the share screen is frozen.
Share screen's frozen?
Yeah. Unless you're still paused.
No, I'm Mac. I exited out. It just froze?
Yeah. I still see it up right now, the share screen.
Now?
No change. Okay, now the share screen ended.
Okay, now?
And now I see it. Yep.
Okay.
Better.
Go.
Better.
Alright, I don't know what the issue is with that, sorry. Okay, nice. Yep, you're using your abilities on the dragon. That's completely fine. Okay, good. So right now, what should be the thought process?
Shove mid?
Okay.
Take mid tower? I don't know.
Now that you've shoved mid, now, oop, I don't know what the hell. Okay, you've shoved mid. Okay, and I want to. Oh God. What the hell? Okay, you've shoved mid, and now what I want to do is basically outline. Okay. Oop. Ugh. Okay, it's good to get the mini map. Okay, so you shoved mid. All right, now where is Lucian right now?
Oh, but you just recalled.
Down
Yeah.
here at bottom? Okay, so you see him down here at bottom. You see top is shoving. Okay, you see Fiddlesticks right here. In the bottom right.
Yeah.
Okay, I just like keep drawing blue and then I erase it.
Yeah.
Okay, you and Renekton can't shove this, and then your minion wave is not going to be here in time by the time everyone else comes from here and shoves.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what you need to do right now is Leona's over here, top's over here. Okay, Renekton needs to go up to top, ward this brush. You can like ping it. You know what I mean? Again,
Mhm.
communicate with your teammates and stuff. Like you're playing in platinum. Like this should start, being expected. Perfect, not perfect, but proper communication and stuff. Okay, Renekton goes tops and shoves this. All right, now you guys got dragon. You want to go back, steal any jungle camps that you can, and recall. And the reason that I say that is because your gold is pooling up. All right.
Yeah.
Now you can sell this ward. You can drop it. Ideally, and drop it down here. Okay. You can get a sapphire crystal, and you can get Sorkpen boots. Okay. Alternatively, you just get a blasting wand, and you begin pulling up for Seraphs. Okay.
Seraphs, yeah.
Another alternative is you sell the red potion, use the ward, get a blasting wand, and get a sapphire crystal. Okay, because again, you're clearing a jungle creep. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, does that make sense?
Yes,
okay.
It does.
So if this situation ever comes up again, then, But basically,
But unfortunately, what happened is, Renekton and I stayed around like idiots, and just died. Instead of fanning out toward and steal the jungle, we just stayed around.
You never want to be You never want to be. Basically, if there's nothing that can be done, if your siegers are not around, then you shouldn't be around, and you're not a sieger. You know what I mean? You are a peeler and a protector.
Yep.
And Lucian just joined the Culling family because he just called Ariana. All right. Yep. So, anyways, now Master Yi and Lucian are shoving mid. Okay, and now you just need to join them. So basically, the way that you're about to join them right now is what you should have done after rotating down, clearing their jungle. Renekton rotates top, clears top, shoves top, guarantees top is shoved, forces someone's attention to go to top, otherwise the lane is continuously shoved and the tower starts receiving damage, and now you all group up in mid. And what ends up happening? All right, let me take it into paint. Okay, let me use yellow for this. Okay, so this... Alright, this lane is shoved. Okay? This lane is going to be shoving. Okay? This is your map control. You successfully control 75% of the map. Right? So what does this also mean? This means that if you ward here, if you ward here, if you ward here, here, you know what I mean? If you ward all of this, and then you mysteriously fall back into either this side of the jungle or you fall back into Baron, what ends up happening? They have to send someone to try to get wards on Baron, because Baron's entirely possible at this point because of how far you guys are up. You know what I mean? Like this is it's approaching 18 minutes, but you're already up 2 dragons. Okay, you're up multiple towers, right? Because they have what, 2 towers left? You have 3, or I'm sorry, you have 4. Okay, so you're up 2 towers, you're up 2 dragons. Okay, you guys are up on global CS. Like, there's so much going on, and Master Yi is probably up in the jungle, too, when considering his jungle item, and that's actually something to take into consideration. Then you also have hidden ups, you know what I mean, such as your mastery talent, the auto-attack thing. So you might be up, I don't know, maybe 100, 150 gold right now, also. That's hidden. That's like half a kill. You know what I mean? That's actually almost an extra dragon inside of you that the enemy isn't even aware of. So there's all these little minor factors that you have to consider, and if, like, say the top laner, enemy top laner has an Avarice Blade or something, and the Avarice Blade has, like, 600 gold accumulated, and you try to pull up tab and do a global gold accumulation to try to gauge a team fight, not just based on items, but also by where gold is standing, you have to factor in stuff like this, okay? So if all of you now come up and shove mid, and I'm going to use a different color now, if all of you come up and shove mid and siege this, okay, they eventually will have to break to one of these lanes. And what's the issue with your comp is that Master Yi, okay, and if they want to 4v5 you, then you have, Ryze plus Renekton, Fiddlesticks, Lucian. They can't do it. You know what I mean? Culling will clear the lane. Fiddlesticks E plus your ultimate once you have 40% CDR, which you're really close to getting. You know what I mean? Because right now you have 30%.
Yeah.
Okay. You just need blue buff, or you need to buy a blue elixir. That's really really easy. You can endlessly stall lanes, and the fact that you have Master Yi when establishing this much map control, this should always be your goal when playing with split pushers, is always have this crap going on. And then after you've shoved mid, guess what? you do the 1-3-1. Okay, and if you're not familiar with what the 1-3-1 is, okay, 1-3-1 is basically, it's a Korean terminology for 1 top, 3 mid, 1 bot. Or you can do 1-1-3, you can do 3-1-1. Okay, and this is basically the goal when you have 4 people that have so much peel or standalone utility that they cannot be dove on 5v4 even when caught out of position because they have too much chain CC and chain slow. Okay, and if you have teams that can chase teams like that, and what is a team that can chase something like that? Like a Leona, Jace, Karma, you know, like like something that has insane amount of chase. You know what I mean? With like a Nocturne jungle, you know, like something like that. Okay, that's a little bit dangerous to do something. That's also called a pick comp. So when you're facing pick comps, then you don't want to do that. But when factoring in the compositions, this is really important to this this scenario. All right.
Okay.
That all make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Questions about it?
No.
Okay. So what you want to do here is, again, shove mid, protect Lucian, let him siege. All right. Fall back into Baron, get the wards and the brushes, execute a 1-3-1 or a 1-1-3, a 3-1-1. Okay. End up finishing off your Seraph's Embrace or something, and then force a Baron dance, because you guys can't lose. Because of all the factors that I've already mentioned, right? You have to force a Baron dance. And even if you don't force a Baron dance, you have to force them out of their base. And you know, if they don't come out of their base, then they concede Baron. All right? So you basically want to be giving them ultimatums right now. All right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, go.
Go.
Okay. Now imagine if the minions at top were at top tower right now. Like, this is a lot scarier for them. It's not, you know.
Right, and Lucian is pinging for us all to get back for some reason.
Right.
So now I just go ahead and take blue buff.
No. E. Q, mid-flight Q, E, W, Q. Okay? I'm not, like, actually angry. I'm just, like, yeah. So. Alright. Okay. Just go. Twitch. No, W first. W first.
I was,
You just want to get the snare for Lucian. You don't want to be greedy.
You think, like, I thought that I was in range of W and I was actually spamming, like, I was, like,
okay,
I had, what's it called?
It's
Smartcasted W there and it never went off.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, is do you play Ryze on alt Smartcast?
No, I just hold shift down.
Oh my. No, I'm okay. No, you should get into the habit of everything on Ryze on Smartcast. It doesn't have to be for every champion, but Ryze is so dependent on it.
I'm saying I do Smartcast.
No, I know
everything on Ryze, but I just I don't change the.
Okay.
I hold shift down for everything on Ryze, so that everything is Smartcasted, but it just requires my pinky to be always held down shift.
One thing.
You'll notice I never have a spell graphic come up.
Okay, one thing I want to point out here. Okay.
Sure.
This is really minor. Okay. Now, what do you notice? Now, I know that you guys are gonna win this fight. How can you win it better? How can you win it better with the same exact results, the same exact damage dealt, the same exact damage received, but win it better? What can you do? It's a minor thing.
I don't know.
Just send one auto attack onto Oriana.
Okay.
To get the assist.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't. Yeah.
Because she's dead. You know she's dead.
Right.
Fiddlesticks has her.
Right.
Right? So just give her an auto attack. You already have the assist on Leona. You don't have to be greedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And now after everyone here dies, and again, in between every spell, spam click, direct input,
to walk.
spam
Right. Yeah.
to walk. Yes. Even if it only makes half a centimeter of a difference, always do it. Because if you do it 10 times, you know what I mean? That's not just half a centimeter anymore. That's really big.
Right.
5 centimeters. Like, that's huge. So, you know, that really affects his ease and stuff. Yep. Yep, now walk around. Okay. I think that could have been done.
Here, I'm like totally expecting Fiddle to peel for me, but I guess.
Ah! This is Fiddle's fault. That's Fiddle's fault. That's not your fault.
Okay.
That's Fiddle's. So don't worry about that.
Maybe I could have ducked north into the brush.
No, why get Sheen over
Sure.
Fork Pen? Oh, yeah, nice. You resell. Okay.
Boom! I predicted.
Boom.
I predicted your criticism.
There you go. That's what I like to see. Okay.
I can't see, but I might have had. I'm not sure if I had money for a blue pot here or not. I can't see because of the YouTube thing.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But if I did, I should have bought blue pot.
Yes, absolutely. If you, yep. But it doesn't matter anyway because blue's up, and you shouldn't. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
You shouldn't
Okay.
have to fight over blue.
Mhm.
It should be given to you, especially because you're Ryze. No, just flash for her next time. Okay, what happens if Morgana goes down here? Who is their only chance at winning this game right now? Morgana.
Yeah, Morgana.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the fed one. Mhm.
super fed. Okay.
Yeah.
She's really, really fed. Like, Renekton went to top lane thinking Morgana was a vegan, and, like, Morgana just lied. Okay? This is like Terminus. It's like the end of The Walking Dead, and I'm so sorry
Yep.
if that just spoiled anyone.
No, it didn't. Oh,
But
not
it
for
didn't
me.
spoil anyone because
Yeah.
we don't know what Terminus is. Anyways, so basically, like, Morgana is like that lady that's waiting at Terminus, okay? Like, that's what Morgana was in top lane. She's a very disturbing individual. So, anyways, if she goes down right here, you guys get Baron.
Right.
Okay. Flash. Just flash, kill her, Baron. You're trading flash for Baron.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Alright. Because picture this as Baron fight if she goes down. Now, if she Zhonya's and Pantheon jumps into the Dragon Pit. You didn't cast E, Q before you flashed.
Nope.
You could have had W already off cooldown, and you
And I
could have
died here,
W'd him.
stupidly.
Alright. Do you want me to go over that?
Well, I mean, I'll
Do you
tell
know
you
what
why
I'm
I went
talking
back in is because I just assumed there was vision in the brush.
Mhm.
And so when I went to go smartcast something onto him, it had me walking in.
Well,
but I didn't even need to walk in
It's
to
not
begin
even
with.
that.
Like,
You would have had W off cooldown had you properly cast your spells.
oh, true, yeah.
Before he has his stun again off cooldown. That's all that I'm talking about.
Right.
So, but it's okay. You guys end up ultimately winning the fight, and Mastery looks like he's gonna get mid tower. So, oh, the elegance of all chat. So elegant. So poetic. Some of these people are. All right. So, anyways, here, yeah, you just want to just wait for dragon.
I'm waiting
Nice.
for dragon.
Nice,
Mhm.
nice, correct. Wait for dragon, pick up Sheen. Nice. I'd almost make a reference about getting hit by a parked car, but, like, Lucian's not really a car, but that was the closest thing to it. So, anyways,
Could have ulted for that.
yeah. No, it's okay. Another thing, this is irrelevant, but in the event that it ever comes up, if you're ever low on HP and you're doing extended Baron fights, you're fighting outside their inhibitor, outside a turret or something, don't be afraid to go over to Wraith Camp, usually Wraith Camp. The other alternative is Wolves. Golems aren't as beneficial, and in white is absolutely terrible. Turn on Ultimate and cast all your abilities, and just lifesteal all the way back up.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then get right back into the fray.
Yep.
Okay, so you get Baron here. Yep. You don't want to be using your mana on it because Baron's basically guaranteed, right? So just cast Q occasionally as it comes up, but don't use too much on it. And that's because if they do elect to come contest, you know, with 3 of them, you just want the full mana pool. You also want everything off cooldown. You know what I mean? You don't want someone to try to dive into Baron Pit to get a steal off, and you don't even have Rune Prison or Q off cooldown. Like, you're missing out on so much damage. So when Baron's guaranteed, just keep everything off cooldown and save it for denial. Okay?
Right, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so after you get this here, right? Ping bottom, yep. No, you W'd again without queuing. Never do that. No! Alright, I'm gonna go over this with you to get you to see this. Oops, sorry. Alright, let me wait. This is good. Good image. Alright, let me open up new paint. Okay. Okay, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Q. Alright, QW. Just walk up here. QW. Okay? Then you're going to walk over here. You're going to walk a little bit northwest. Okay, and the reason for that is because Pantheon's coming down. Fiddlesticks has Zonias. Right? And I believe that's Lucian, right? So Lucian should wait for the slow to hit him, and then he should E out of it, as long as he doesn't get hit by the stun. That would be the optimal play, okay?
Right.
And even if they're incapable of doing the optimal plays, or even if they fail, or they misplay, whatever, play as if they will do the optimal play, okay? Now, Lucian only has mana to do an E. He doesn't have mana to do anything else. Just also keep that in mind. So you're going to QW her. She's going to be frozen. She's not going to be able to turn on ultimate, okay? Pantheon, by the time you QW and you get to here, Pantheon is here, okay? Fiddlesticks probably will be in Zonias around here, okay? Then, once you're here, you can activate an E onto Morgana, okay? And because Morgana will have been walking forward, the E will ricochet here, here, and then it'll come back, okay? And depending on how fast Leona can get here, it might even go onto her. Not entirely, okay? By this time, all right, you'll also have turned on ultimate again after activating a Q. Okay, but you're going to wait until the minions advance forward, because this minion's going down because we have the towers going to kill it, right? So these minions, they're going to come... Let me use different colors for this, actually. Okay, these minions and these minions are going to come here. Then, after you've done the E from here, right, you'll walk backwards, okay, into Lucian, who's probably here, and Fiddlesticks, who's in Zonias, here or here-ish, okay?
Right.
You turn on ultimate from here, and you shoot whatever the hell you can at anyone that you can to get the mass AoE on everything inside this.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
While you're doing all this, it grants, Fiddlesticks the Terrify. Okay? You have that going for you. You have the E. Alright? You're almost dealing true damage to some of them when factoring in everything, okay? You're also protecting Lucian by standing here, because if Pantheon tries to come down from this angle, okay, you can easily intercept, okay? Morgana should not be able to get close, because by the time everything is all said and done, right, when you're standing here, Morgana will have advanced to, like, here-ish. That's another Rune Prison. She can't get to Lucian. Okay, it doesn't matter if she gets to you. You have too much spell vamp. You have you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
So this should be your movement, and this should be everything that you're paying attention to. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
And all the meanwhile, Yi is up here.
Yep.
Okay?
Splitting top. Yep.
Alright, good. Go.
Good.
And then also, yes, you should factor in the fact that Renekton is protecting you by backing you up. But just by abandoning them, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, look at Morgana's HP. She doesn't even have Zonias right now. No, you're running for no reason. See, now you turn and look how fast they melt.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I should have turned much earlier. Yeah.
You should have just done all those
Didn't
movements.
even need to run it at all. But, yeah.
And all those movements that I talked about, they were occurring within about a second. So it's not even like there would be much DI or anything to talk about. Here... Okay, here you elect to go on to Pantheon over Twitch, and I don't agree with that. And the reason that I say I don't agree with that is because if you kill Twitch, okay, you also get the Seraph's Embrace during that. You can then DI out of the base, away from Leona and away from Pantheon. whilst protecting Lucian.
Yep.
Okay?
That's true.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Also, what are you doing by DIing downwards right and engaging on Twitch?
Yi gets to take that.
Yi gets top. Correct. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm going to speed this up because everyone's dead right now.
And I think I'm just going for Void Staff next. Is that right?
If you're going to get Void Staff as your next item, which is completely fine, the thing to consider is that if you can only get an ability tome, don't even bother getting it. Just get like a red elixir.
Save for the
right. Get a red elixir and use it as a pseudo barrier.
Okay.
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 If you're going to be pulling items, because right now you're also not warding a lot. You need to ward more. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And that combo's wrong again. Combo on Ryze.
I'm not sure if I ever end up using this blue.
Okay. So like I've talked about this game, as I just mentioned it, you know, Elder Lizard, or not Elder Lizard, the Ancient Golem, that's the blue, right? Ryze has like several different combos that all do different stuff. And they're all at the CDRs and stuff. So hopefully next time you can remember them at the intervals, or you know, that's something that you should work on. You know what I mean? Like homework stuff type thing.
Learning what to do at what CDR presents.
What CDR presents, and what ways they work, and why they work. Some of them can also only be done at certain distances. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned, at that Oriana level.
With minions,
7?
or they're able to bounce
7,
off your
right?
body.
Where she was about to be behind her tower or whatever, right? You know what I mean? If the distance is too much, certain combos aren't available. So while some combos have the same chain of command, some are also only available at certain distance. Okay?
Right.
So, anyways, okay. Do you have questions?
No, that was just a lot to take in. Like, I didn't. Everyone talks about Ryze combos having, Ryze having so many combos, but just looking at my own play, I didn't realize how much I default just to like QW or W.
Right.
Which is totally not efficient at all. So
no, each combo it's extremely different. Like I mentioned, like here I'll just go over a few and paint really fast. So, for instance, okay, if you only have one combo cycle to get a kill, like for instance that instance where Oriana was definitely going to get behind tower, you could only fire one combo. Okay, the combo is going to be E, W, Q, auto, but the auto, I'm sorry, DI forward, okay, auto attack, okay, this is one combo. This equals like one combo chance, okay. God, I know I can write, I guess. Actually, yeah, let me just write with this fucking thing. Okay, so EQ, W, DI forward, auto equals one combo chance. Okay? So, that's for that. For CSing minions, okay? If it has the siege minion, okay? It's Q, mid-flight, so the M stands for mid, okay?
Yeah.
So, mid-flight, or I'll just use MF, mid-flight. MF, ER, okay? I'm sorry. Q, second minion, okay? Mid-flight, E, okay? Third minion,
Third minion.
Okay. Turn on R. Okay. W. Siege
W
minion.
the siege.
Right.
Yeah. And then Q to finish up.
Right. Q to finish clump. Okay. This is
Mm-hmm.
his CSing combo. Okay. With Iceborne Gauntlet, it also changes. Okay. Now this is different again. Also, this combo is for 30% CDR plus only. Okay. If you have 20% CDR, okay, then it is QRE in that order. All right, instead of QER.
Okay.
Okay. This is 20% CDR.
Okay.
And then everything else applies the same. Iceborne Gauntlet, instead of activating the last Q, you auto attack the back minions first. So you would just copy paste this. You know what I mean? But instead of this Q, auto attack with Iceborne back 3. Okay. Now I know this is like being written on the screen, but my voice will accompany it in the video, so you'll be able to reflect back at exactly what it means.
Right.
So this is another combo of Ryzes. Okay. So then we like delete this for a chase, like where you're within, I'm gonna say about 3 inches, maybe 3 inches of the opponent. Enemy. Okay. With 30% CDR or 20% plus CDR. Okay, this is important. 20% plus CDR. You can do Q, E, mid-flight E, okay, W, mid-flight W. So MF stands for mid-flight. Okay.
Yeah.
Walk, like DI forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry. Holy shit. My like brain just like did that. DI forward mid-flight. DI forward. Okay. Then W. So QE, DI forward, W, auto, Q, DI forward, auto, Q. Okay, this is 20% CR pre-level 5, pre-level 6. Okay, this is one of Ryze's alternative combos.
Okay.
And this combo is just for generic damage output. You can do this at level 4 and stuff. Okay.
Okay.
And then you have Ryze at level 6, and it changes a little bit in the sense that he can do QE, DI forward, R, Q, W, okay? DI, you know what I mean? And this is without auto attacks, and then auto, DI forward, Q. This is different damage output, again. And if you notice the difference in the damage output, not only does it generate different acceleration, it also deals damage faster. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
This is, this is level 6. So,
of course.
Anyways, these are some of his generic combos. And then you have ones that get much more in-depth at later stages, such as if you don't have ultimate available, and you try to take, if you try to take wolves or you try to take, blue golem or something. You should always start with QE same time, and then obviously then you turn on W, and then you QE, you wait,
QW,
Q, R, W, Q.
Okay.
Okay, this is
right. And if you don't have R, then it's QE, QW.
Right. This is a delay. It generates higher damage output in a sustained fight.
Because you have so many Qs,
Right, exactly. This is higher damage output in a sustained fight. This is not a bursty combo. This is a sustained combo.
Right.
Okay? So in between this W, you'd actually probably have like an auto if you know how to attack animation cancel.
Right.
Okay?
There's very few situations where you would use that sustained combo against a champion unless you're sure that like it's going to be like a tank.
Pantheon, Renekton, Shyvana. This is a very common combo against them. Very, very common against them. Jax, you know what I mean? And also, attack animation canceling on Ryze is extremely, extremely important. Because there's other combos in the early stages, such as, Q auto Q, or using Flash, okay? auto flash auto Q. This is like, you know, like a level 2 all in. You know what I mean with Ryze. It's like I can send you a highlight video of it later on Skype. Like examples of it that are on my Twitch page or something. Using the flash to reset autos. You know what I mean? And reset distance.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, using the Q and stuff. Because sometimes they're, you know, it's very common for people to use skills to reset stuff. In terms of distance, in terms of, you know, whatever. So this is all good. All right, so I know this is all like really sloppy and it's all over the place right now. But yeah, the video will be up, so you can just go back and you can hear my voice as I'm typing out all this stuff. Okay.
All right.
All right, man. I will. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, and hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later. See you.
See you.
Good luck, man. Bye.